we're here with The Flash, and we're here at San Diego Comic-Con, and you guys are getting ready for your panel tonight. Are you excited to show the audience new footage, new news?
I want to say we've been working very hard on the song. And
the dance is still
These guys
tentative.
are laughing because we haven't been working as hard as we should. Some of these guys show up at rehearsal, and some people don't show up at rehearsal. Not to name names, but we're really excited about the 4-part harmonies we're going to have going tonight.
Can we get a little test? And a 1, 2, 3.
No, we can't do that.
In addition to the song.
In addition to legal being all over our butts if we do that.
Yes, we are showing something tonight. We're showing a special teaser trailer for season 2, which we're very excited about.
Yeah, and on Twitter's freaking out because Jeff Johns just confirmed that Jay's going to return this season. Everyone's talking about it. Are you guys excited as well?
I didn't know Jeff Johns said that. That's
Jeff sort of let the cat out of the proverbial bag.
Oh.
Yes, he's a bag letterer.
Jeff.
He's a cat bag letterer.
We're very excited about a lot of things for season 2. I mean, certainly the addition of some new faces and the return of some old ones, and
some very old ones.
Some very old ones, and I don't know. We're all of us so incredibly proud of what we accomplished last year, and hopefully we're going to not only pull it off again, but pull it off even better.
I think one of the great things about the finale was that it was probably one of the first comic book series that really embraced the comic bookness. It just went there, and it wasn't afraid to go there, and I feel like fans really responded. How are you going to match that in the next season?
Well, I was just going to say we're just going to re-air everything.
Perfect.
Match, check.
20,
better idea than
clip shows.
That's exactly right.
Remember last year?
Bottle
when-
show. Yeah. You're only working one day a week.
Very early on with Greg and Jeff and I sort of decided that the only way to do The Flash was to really go for it and to really present a live action comic book. As we got better at making the show, and as once the audience started to see it, and we got to have the success that we had, it gave us license to sort of go for it even further. And year 2, we're really going for it. I mean, we're really going to embrace some big comic book tropes. But I think that for what success we've had, it's been because we were able to ground all the comic book stuff, which we all love, in real emotions, with incredibly talented actors, and that's what sort of pulls the audience through some of the more outlandish concepts.
I think another great thing about The Flash is it really lightened the Arrow a little bit whenever they do crossovers. I think it really is a fun back and forth. Are you guys excited to bring that sort of fun to the CW and DC series?
One of the reviews said the day that we premiered, they said how refreshing it is to have a superhero, one of whose powers is hope. So I really appreciated that. I kind of brought everybody down, didn't I?
Well, she was talking about humor. Essentially, the question was angling toward humor, and then you kind of changed it into this whole other.
No, but she was saying about how it was lighter, and that John actually answered the question well. You owe
did
him
I?
an apology.
John, I apologize.
I accept it.
But I only
it was funny
apologize.
when we were writing the crossover episode last year. The first draft was a little dry, and then Greg and I realized that the show, the Flash episode, should actually kind of make fun of how serious Arrow is. And once we did that, that episode really took off. We're really, we've got a bunch more crossovers planned. We have another huge crossover planned for both episode 8s, which is going to be amazing. The Flash is still the Flash. It'll always be, but I do think that a little bit of the Flash is bleeding into Arrow, where it's just and especially just even Oliver Queen now. He's with Felicity. They're making a life for each other. He's not quite in that dark place that he was when the series started, and certainly in the the pits of hell that we sent Oliver to last year. So I think that there's as John alluded to, a little bit more hope and a little bit more light on Arrow while still maintaining the same dark flavor of that show.
Well, does that open up you guys for you two to bring in the darkness? I guess more.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be sad to see a dark Flash, but I mean, it's kind of waiting. It's right there.
Yeah, I mean,
seeping in.
We're gonna take Barry to some difficult places this year, and we have great storylines planned between Grant and John, and something I think truly amazing between Grant and Tom. So we're really excited.
And I guess my final question is, how do you top time travel, reverse Flash, and a giant gorilla at the end?
Giant gorilla, by the way. Yeah, just to talk seriously about that for a second, there's a moment in the episode when all the cast, Grant and Carlos, Jesse are down in the tunnels, and they're the threat of Grodd, or the threat of, I should actually say at that moment, the threat of something is down there. And to me, this is like, these are your best, this is like the first Alien, these are your best suspense moments. Something is there. And the fact that you could do that in 2014, 2015, and then have the actual payoff, as opposed to not just the threat, but then the flash of seeing it, Grodd, hate banana, coming in close, and the way it was done. Like, this is the domain of big screen forever until now, with the tools at our availability to be able to put that on the screen, on the small screen, on a television show that has a budget and has to get things done. I remember sitting there watching it, going, it's of the moment. It's a great thing to be a part of, but I think also a great thing to be witness to.
Absolutely.
My take on it.
Yeah. No, completely. The Grodd stuff was, I know Paul DeMeo and Danny Bilson, who created the original Flash, had always wanted to do Grodd, and when I talked to them and they said, "You actually did Grodd."
I remember when
it was, and it wasn't just a guy
in a suit.
in a suit going, "Rrr."
I remember when I saw you at the CWF fronts last year, you said, "I bet you're surprised what we can do."
Yeah.
I certainly am.
But to your earlier question of how we're going to top it, we have, one of the most amazing things about the Flash is the complexity and diversity of the stories that come out of the comic books. And last year was all about time travel, and this year is going to be about another giant scientific concept from the comic books that we're very excited to play with.
I'm excited you guys are going back to science too, because you introduced him with science. I hope you keep pushing the science.
There's going to be a lot of science, much to their chagrin, that they've got to you've got to speak.
Tachometer.
There you go. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.